Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Haze and this is the Procreate Basic series. Today is episode 18. So today we're going to be learning all about layers. So it's layers part 1 and you'll be learning about all these topics. It's a lot to cover in one video, but I guarantee you're going to be a pro after this. So without any further ado, remember to subscribe, comment and like, and let's begin. This is the first part of the layers tutorial for my basic series. So to do that, let's just create a new project. Now, if we tap on the layers button, it's going to be right here. And you can see that there's already one layer created for us and another layer called background color. So let's just try and paint something. So I'm just going to paint an A. So this is in one layer. And if I want to change the background color, all I have to do is tap on background color and then I can change and pick another color for myself. So this is how you can change the background color. And then I can also create a new layer by tapping on the plus icon. So let's just write B in this new layer. And then I can rename them by tapping on the layer and tap on rename. I'm going to call it A and I'm going to call this B. So now we have two layers and a background color. So why do we need to have our artwork separate on different layers? So the reason is the layer on top will be stacked on top of the layers below. So in my case, the B is on top of A. In this instance, we can create different effects. Like for example, I can have an outline of A and then this can be right above the A that was below, so I can move the A to within the outline. So essentially we can paint within the outline itself and without disturbing the layers above. So this can be really useful if you want to have a layer that consists of your sketch and the layer below will be your coloring layer. So it can be something like this, and this is a simple two-layer setup where this is the sketch and this is the color. So this is one of the reasons why people use layers, is to separate their artwork so that they can keep each layer intact itself. And now let's say I want to do some funky designs. So let's outline it again with A. And with this, I can adjust this layer separately. Let's just tap on the N icon. So when we tap on the N icon, a bunch of options will show up. The first one is opacity. If we change the opacity, it just means it's becoming more transparent. And then here we have some blending modes, which I will go in detail in my next few parts. And now if I just want to change the color of this, it's so easy. I just have to drop a different color right here. And now I want to have an apple. So I create a new layer, I pick a red and I draw in an apple. So there we go, we have an apple now, but I don't want the apple to be in front of the A. So what I can do, I can actually rearrange. I just tap and drag it. But if I drag it down below the first layer, it's only below the pink A. Below this one, and it's just below the sketch and the pink A. And if I drag it all the way down, it's right below the A. And I can move it so that it's right behind. Maybe I want to have more than one apple, so I would need to redraw the apple, or alternatively, I can just duplicate it. To duplicate it, I just have to slide to the left and tap on duplicate. So now I have two apples which I can move freely. And then this apple can be above. So this is a very basic explanation on how layers work. If I'm really happy with how this apple looks and I don't want to accidentally move it or change it anymore, I can just slide left and lock it. And now if I lock it, I can't paint on it anymore because it's locked, and it will tell you, do you want to unlock it? If you want to unlock it, you need to open layers or unlock it. And you can see there's a lock icon here. You can't even move it. If you want to move it, you have to unlock it first by sliding to the left again and tap on unlock. I want to share this image to the internet, but my website is not the same color as this background here. It's not this beige color. So I want a transparent background image this time so that when I use it in my website, it will still look proper without any background, and then it can work with all sorts of other background colors. So first I need to make my background color transparent, but my background color has already been set to this flash color. So to make it transparent, all we have to do is to uncheck it, and now we have a transparent image that we can share as a PNG or TIFF. So the PNG and the TIFF are the only formats available that has transparency within the image file. Do not use JPEG because JPEG do not have any transparency in the file itself, and if you share it as a JPEG, your background will be white by default. Similarly, for the rest of the elements, I can just uncheck it to hide the layer. You're not deleting it, you're just hiding it while you're working. So now I can still see there's some reds here in the yellow, and I want to clean that up. I can just do that by unchecking it. So I uncheck this and then uncheck the sketch. And now I can see the color layer have all these things going on that I can erase right now to clean it up. And then after that, I can just check them to not hide them anymore and show the layers. So this is how you can use the layer show hide by unchecking them to edit your objects. And then now I want more apples. So let's make even more apples. And as I go along, I realize that I have like a lot of layers right now and it's in a mess. So how do I clean up my layers? First, I would use group. So to group my layers, I would select the first layer, slide right to select again, and select this. So this will actually select multiple layers. So with the multiple layers, you can actually move them, rearrange their order, or you can also tap on group. So if I tap on group, it will actually group all the layers together, and now this is in a new group. So if I turn off and on, I'm actually turning off and on the entire group of 3 layers. While you have your group selected, you can't paint on them because it will tell you that you are selecting on a group. So you can't paint on a group, you have to paint on a layer. So you have to open it up and paint on a layer. But you can apply transformation to an entire group, and you can also select while you're in a group. So let's say I'm going to select this part right here, and I can just move this part. See? So you automatically move the top part itself for every layer. So these are the 2 things that you can do while you're in the group mode. So you can transform and you can also select. So for now, I'm really happy with the way my A turned out, and I want to compress them into one layer because I do not want so many layers floating around, and I'm really done with it. So I can do that by tapping on the group, and it will ask, do I want to merge down, flatten, or combine down? So these are all different functions. So let's look at all of the functions right now. If I select the first apple and I tap on it, there's also a merge down and a combine down. So if I tap on merge down, you actually merge the 2 layers into one. But if I tap on combine down, you automatically combine with the layer below into a new group. Now, if we go back to our A group, we still have the same few functions, so let's try each of them. If I flatten them, I get 1 layer of the A. And if I tap on merge down, I'll actually merge the first 2 layers. If I tap again, I'll merge the next layer. And now you can see that there's a stray apple layer right beneath the A. So what happens if I tap on combine down? It will actually group the apple inside this group. So let's say I want to merge everything together because I'm done already. I just want 1 layer at the end of the day. So all I have to do is to pinch all of this together, and it's all automatically merged into one group. Layers are not the only things you can group. You can also group groups. So let's say now I have the apple group and the A group. I can group both of them and call them apple and A. So this is a group combining these 2 apples and A. So this is actually called nested groups, which means groups in a group. To move things out of a group is really simple. Just open up the group, pick the layers that you want to move out, and I'm just going to drag it out. And it's as simple as that. Now this is dragged out already. And if you tap on any group on the arrow sign, if you don't see anything, it means that it's an empty group and you can delete it. Now let's look at the quick menu itself. There are actually 2 menus to explore right here. The first one is using your 3 fingers and drag down, and you can see that there's a couple of options here for this layer itself. You can turn on alpha lock. I'll talk about that later. Drawing assist, talk about that later. You can merge down like what we did earlier. You can copy the layer or paste a new layer, and you can also clear the layer, which means you delete everything out of the layer and all you have left is an empty layer. The second menu that we have is within the layers. So if you tap on layers and you tap here, you get a few functions here. Renaming, which we did already. You can also select the entire layer. So if I press on select, they have automatically selected the areas that we have painted. So now we can easily just drop in new colors to the entire selection itself. Alternatively, you can also hold 2 fingers on the layer and then it will do the same thing. It will also select everything in that layer itself. So now I want to change the color of this entire drawing. I'm gonna pick this blue here. And if I tap on my layer and I tap on fill layer, it will fill the entire layer with blue, disregarding our painting before. But if we tap the alpha lock icon first, so this alpha lock with a check mark is already turned on. And then now if we fill the layer again, it's just filling within our painted areas. So if you want to just keep working on the areas that has been painted before, you can use alpha lock. This is a very useful tool that I'll go in great detail later on. And now the next thing we want to look at is invert. So if we invert, we're basically inverting the colors. Everything just goes to the opposite colors. This was red, now it's become cyan because it's the opposite of the color. So how do we know if it's gonna be the opposite? If we have to look at this, so red was here and cyan was here, so it's directly the opposite. So this is how they will invert the color, and then you can also invert it again to get back to normal. We're not going to look into mask today because I'll go into detail the next tutorial and with reference as well.
Okay guys, thank you so much for watching. That's it for today's video. Tomorrow we will continue our journey in learning all about layers in Procreate, and I'll see you tomorrow. Don't forget to comment, like and subscribe. Bye!